Good morning, Chem 20s. What we're going to do today is we're going to take our standard solution that we had prepared from a solid on the last demonstration, and we're going to dilute it and show you that process. Now, if you will remember that our standard solution has a concentration of 0.186 moles per liter, and what we're going to do is we're going to turn this concentration into a dilute concentration by diluting it down to 0.0186 moles per liter of copper 2 sulfate pentahydrate. We've done the calculation already on the previous video, and so now we're just going to show you the process that we go through for a standard solution. So first thing we're going to do is, because we need to make 100 milliliters of this new concentration, we are going to start with getting roughly half that amount in distilled water. So we're going to get 50 mils of distilled water roughly. And we're going to put that into a 100 milliliter volumetric flask. Now this initial water is honestly in here just so we can sandwich our solution inside. So we're going to do water, then we're going to move over some copper 2 sulfate, then we're going to add water again. So the order is going to be water, solution we're diluting, water. So I've got approximately 50 mils of distilled water in my volumetric flask. Now, we've already done the calculation on the previous video, so we know from my standard stock solution, I am going to pipette 10 milliliters. Now, I grabbed a graduated pipette, as we can see on here, which means it has numbers going down. We are going to take the pipette bulb, we are going to suck solution up past the 0 mark. I'm then going to roll down to get my meniscus right on the 0. I'm going to then transfer it over to the volumetric flask, let it run down by gravity, but I have to stop it again at the 10 milliliters. From the 0 to this 10 mark, this is 10 milliliters. Everything in the tip goes back into the starting stock solution. So I'm just going to make some room here. Again, we're going to go straight up and down. The bulb does not attach on the top. It's a force pressure setting. So we're going to put it in here. Again, we're going to squeeze outside. We're going to pull solution up past the 0 mark. Finger on top. I'm going to get down to eye level, and we're going to gently roll your finger so the bottom of the meniscus is on the 0. Perfect. Gonna pick it up in my solution, and I'm going to drain it down to the 10, letting gravity do the work. Perfect. This little bit left in the tip, it's going to go back into my standard. So you can see on here, my mark is way up here. So I have my solution. I now am going to add a fair bit of water. Now, I can do this with an eyedropper, but we're quite a ways from the calibration line. So I'm going to add some water first and get it a little bit closer, being careful not to go over the calibration line. The other thing I want to do at this time is, if we have any bubbles, let's get rid of those so that we're making exactly 100 milliliters. I've got distilled water in just a little beaker. I've got an eyedropper here. Again, we're going to go to eye level. Wonderful. I'm going to put my lid on. We've made it to the correct concentration. Again, I'm going to stopper it. I'm going to invert this a few times, letting the natural air bubble inside mix my solution. Again, we don't know how violent the reaction is going to be, whether endo or exothermic, so we don't shake in chemistry. We have now made our solution. Again, we've made approximately 100. Before we inverted it, we had exactly 100. It is going to look a little bit low right now because there'll be a drop on the outside and we're never going to get that out of here. So I'm going to gently pour my 100 mils into another beaker. And what I want you to see is this was our starting stock solution. And this was our final solution. And so you can see here, and let's see if I can do it this way. You can see that by diluting it, the concentration actually gets less because we've added more solvent to this. So you can see the color has decreased significantly.